Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. So this is Robert and Richard. We're both co-founders of Blackbox. What we're doing is building autonomous coding agents. Throughout this discussion, we'd love to emphasize on a few points. One, we'd love to share with you briefly more about what we're building, how we've built this technology so far, how we scaled, and also share a few points on what's coming next. We're actively recruiting. If you are looking for positions or you know some people who are smart engineers, we are actively recruiting on all fronts. So we'll get started with this conversation. I think we should have some sort of presentation here, but we'll get started. And if it comes online in the next few minutes, we'll reference to it. I think it's coming here. So basically what we're building here is software that builds software. We launched 3 years ago. It was September 1st, 2022. We literally launched it from an apartment across the street from GitHub. So it was close to 3 years ago. Today we crossed 20 million users and we're growing at a very fast pace. We just noticed a while ago that we are growing at about 1 new user per second. So this is the pace at which things are growing. And we still think that there is massive opportunity for growth and there's massive value to be unlocked within small team, large enterprise, and government agencies in the way that they are building software. Today, whether you want to turn on the lights, order food, or call anyone on your team, or land a rocket, software is powering most of these interactions, and agents are here to literally transform the way that software is being built worldwide. This is a brief presentation on the top 50 AI companies by user adoption. This is by Andreessen Horowitz, a well-respected and top-tier VC fund globally. So it started in the first edition 18 months ago. We were the only coding AI startup make the top 50 list. We were at number 44 18 months ago. 12 months ago, we were at number 42. And just a few months ago, we were at the position number 25. This is across all categories. So you see great companies like 11 Labs, Suno, Claude, DeepSeek, ChatGPT, and so on. And Blackbox is the highest in terms of code. The way that we think about code is not only front end or only back end or only data science. So we think about cross disciplines. We started by serving engineers working on very large code bases. This is a bit more about what we're going to be sharing during the presentation is on some of the capabilities that we offer. Richard will go through some of the current capabilities and will highlight on some of the future capabilities that are coming.
So while there's definitely going to be a couple of illustrations to give you more context on some of the core capabilities, but just as Robert's saying, we're focusing on building the best coding agent, and with this, there's like a few areas that we can highlight more on. What are these capabilities about? So we're going to give you just a brief overview on this without going too much into specifics into each one. But with this broad list, you're going to get a sense of what this agent is really about. So we're going to briefly go through some of these items, but it has the capabilities of going through full tasks implementation. So any developer on a company's team would typically be doing on a day-to-day task implementation, whether it's bug fixes, whether it's new features, whether it's security improvements on the current product that they're working on. But also, it's one of the unique agents that has also multi-modality into it, which here we're showing an example of. We're going to get to the other part of it, but as you see, we have live screen share, where you would typically work with the agent in a live screen share, just as it's another developer. So you would share your entire screen. It will be seeing what you're seeing in your editor, whether you have some browser-based applications, some iOS app, some mobile app that is on your device running. This live screen share agent has the full context on your code, what you're seeing on the screen, any terminal logs that are being made visible on your device. The agent will be able to assist you throughout your coding process on a step-by-step basis. We'll list them briefly, and then we'll dive closer into each one of them. We support Figma to code, where you can directly pass it a Figma design, and then it's going to do the full front-end implementation, where you will be able to proceed and do the back-end from there. We have the app builder, which will just accelerate your front-end implementation. There's the voice mode, which is really unique and really exciting, where it will just have a real-time conversation with the agent, and it's going to do the full implementation. So it's not just going to be natural language, just conversation. It has the ability to write the file, to edit the file, to run terminal commands, to see the logs. So it has the same agent capability.
Just a quick note on the voice mode. Starting next week, we're making a very interesting release. Just like you work with any engineer on your team, you may give it a call, give him or her a call, say, hey, like, can you please add this feature, fix this bug, etc. You may be in an Uber, you may be at a conference, etc. So starting next week, all the users using Blackbox will be able to call Blackbox's agent on WhatsApp or directly from your phone, call a specific number and say, hey, take this repo, take this branch, and there's this feature that I want you to implement. And then it would go asynchronously work on it. And then once it's done, it will send you a message. And then if you want to continue the conversation with it, it will call you back to make sure that it's explaining to you what was done, what's still pending. The other point here is also each time a member of your team is working on a certain task, the agent will be reviewing all the task that has been done, send you a report saying, hey, like, this work was done. I think there are these security vulnerabilities, there are these bugs, I ran these tests, and I think that we can fix them. Do you want me to go ahead and implement? So we're making the multimodality to be able to replicate how dev teams work together. So far, it's been very much text interactions directly from the IDE through a chat box, similar to how you would send something on Slack or on Teams or on WhatsApp. However, the way that dev teams work globally is that you have text-based communication, you have voice, you have video sharing. This is why we're trying to, as much as possible, to provide value at each touch point that we can and add modalities for these interactions. So this is where it's going, and most of these capabilities are either live or incoming in the next few weeks. They are being tested within tech companies right now that work with us closely on this. So this is just a quick segue on the voice mode here.
Definitely, on the multimodality is definitely one of the unique aspects, and here you're seeing something that's being illustrated where the developer is in real time monitoring how the agent is working. So you have full visibility on each action that's being taken. You can have it in autonomous mode or in manual mode, where you have full control on each step. But if you want to turn it 100% autonomous, you'll be just basically watching it do the full implementation. One of the areas that we put a lot of effort on is a very detailed and very well designed plan that is not just made up from the first prompt that is given. We do a lot of effort on the planning stage. We do a lot of effort on the precisions of the edits that the agent is doing. So first attempt precisions of edits that are taking place. A lot of effort is happening also on the testing stage. Any engineer that is working with you on your team, if they're typically working on a feature, that feature is typically very poorly implemented if they did very poor level of testing on it. So the agent is very advanced in terms of the testing phase that they can go through. They can go through a very extensive back-end set of tests, very extensive front-end set of tests. It will initiate its own browser by itself, and it's going to run through, if you have like a web interface, it's going to run through these tests extensively, and it will be refining itself. It's going to take those errors, it's going to see what it needs to correct, and it's going to go through these things. These are all entirely locally that are happening on your device, and we have also some exciting things that are more on the remote side that we can share as well.
Yeah, so far over the past 2.5 years, it's been pretty much synchronous interaction with the agent, where you're giving the agent a task, you're monitoring how the task is being completed, approving, rejecting, or course correcting the agent. It unlocked significant amount of productivity within teams. However, a few months ago, we launched our asynchronous agents, which allows you to delegate tens or hundreds of tasks to these agents to work remotely. The code is going to be executed in secure VMs, and then once the task is done, you'll be notified. So this is already live. The remote agent is called RoboCoder. So RoboCoder will be able to integrate with Notion, Linear, all the task management tools that you use internally, and you'll be able to delegate these tasks to these remote agents. It connects with GitHub issues so that it can resolve them asynchronously, and while you're on the go, you can be on your phone, you'll be able to delegate these tasks, and then you'll get a notification once this task is done. It's very important to highlight that the important thing here is not the feature itself or the capability, but it's the accuracy of these agents that are working. So this is what we focus on entirely. And the other interesting point is that you don't need to switch to BLACKBOX's IDE to be using it. If you use PyCharm, if you use IntelliJ, if you use VS Code, if you use any IDE, we integrate with more than 35 IDEs. And our goal is to make every dev, wherever they are coding, to be able to be significantly benefiting from these capabilities. The coding agent that is synchronous unlocked massive amount of productivity, but the asynchronous agent that are working remotely on tens or hundreds of tasks, this is what's unlocking significant amount of productivity here. So for smaller teams, you can consider that now you have 10, 100 engineers on your team that can execute your roadmap, and then they can literally accelerate your pace. And we have very talented team of machine learning engineer, full stack engineer, front-end engineer that are working. However, we're seeing that these capabilities are right now making the engineers much more managing these agents and working with these agents rather than working on less interesting things. So these engineers, we could not have done this without our team of engineers, and these agents are literally augmenting these capabilities. So we're actively recruiting. There are a lot of companies saying like, stop studying software, or devs are useless in a few months or a few years. We don't believe this. We personally don't like to have any like clickbait titles or anything. So I would encourage everyone to study coding. Here in France, there's a great coding school called 42. They're doing a great job. And I think that these capabilities and these technologies only enhance the ability of software engineers and devs around the world to transform the way that they are shipping product. And would love to speak to you about what's coming up next. As mentioned, we're actively recruiting. We're looking for talented engineers that are either fresh graduates or have 5+ years of experience, both on the machine learning side, front end, back end, to join our team. We have a unique culture internally. We look for very hardworking engineers that are passionate about impacting the lives of millions of users. Any engineer that would join our team would be able to ship features to millions of people within hopefully within the first day of them joining. So we have this culture of fast iteration and fast pace of release. And would love to speak with anyone who's interested. We are also offering referral fees for people that know engineers. If we recruit the engineer that got referred, there will be some interesting referral fees. And Richard will continue here.
Yeah, one thing also, in addition to add on some of the latest releases that would love to share with you, just to highlight on a few of the newly available features as well. We're enabling any developer through the IDE with a single click to get access to a GPU with one click, also SSH. No need to be familiar in running any terminal commands to do this SSH. You can get the agent directly running on H100s, single 8 times A100s. You have a whole list of available GPUs that the agent, if you're a data scientist or a machine learning engineer, where you have some fine tuning, some training, some data processing that you're going to be doing, you can actually assign these tasks to the agent that will be directly running them on the GPU. And this is all through your IDE. You don't have to leave to anywhere else, and it's all through a single click that you have access to those. And if you need even bigger instances, we can also be supporting so that the agent can be doing these full tasks for you on those devices. And also, there's the newly also available API that is basically a single API point endpoint that you can basically have access to all the open source and the closed source models. So you won't need to be switching off these are all within the scope of making your work as a developer, the full workflow that you have be much simpler. So starting from the coding agent, but even most of our developers are using it for building AI-powered applications, and we're making the API available so that you have a single endpoint for all the open source, closed source, Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, and the Llama models, and all the open source models that are available. So these are all new releases that you can get access to as well, in addition to the coding agent, and we'll be sharing more updates as well on it.
And just for enterprise customers, one last thing, security is something that is on top of mind for enterprise. Code is the most important asset for each company, in addition to the talent that is joining them. So we're testing right now. There's nothing in technology saying we're the only ones doing it, but there's a lot of researchers working on these aspects. But security is something very important, and we're providing end-to-end encryption for coding agents. So if this is something that's interesting for enterprise customers, this is something that's currently being tested. So it's literally end-to-end encryption, just like whenever you're using Signal for communication internally. This is something that is currently being tested, and then will be rolled out for all users if they want to enable this mode for their security purposes. And thank you so much, everyone, for attending. We'll be staying a bit here at the back if someone wants to either chat or ask a few questions. And good luck for everyone. And I would say encourage your cousins, brothers, sisters to learn how to code. There's a massive need for developers, and what's happening for the next 5 to 10 years is going to be very interesting. So the more you code, the better it is. Thank you so much.
Advice. Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Rizk.